I don't know if you remember me, but I'm the soccer ball that did the intro for an earlier video of mine. Why do golf balls have dimples? When Dimples the golf ball wanted too much money to put in an appearance. In that video, two video clips of rotating balls were used, a golf ball and a smooth ball with no dimples. I animated the balls using PowerPoint. In this video, I'm going to show you how to animate an object using PowerPoint. In this case, a golf ball. First thing we need to do is to open PowerPoint. I'm using PowerPoint 365. If you're using a release that's earlier than this, you may not be able to do what I'm going to do with the 3D model. So anyway, it probably is a good idea if you use this release. Once you get here, you want to open a blank presentation. Then for layout, we need to select blank. And then all this designer stuff is going to disappear because we really don't need it. Now what we need to do is to insert our image. So you'll go up here to Insert, and then what you want to insert are 3D models. So you're going to insert 3D models, that's right here, and then don't go to this device unless you are one of those people that actually make 3D models. I'm not one of those people, so I have to use the stock stuff that's already made. So you'll click on Stock 3D Models, and that's going to open up a screen. And you can browse this later on if you want to, but what I'm really looking for is a golf ball. So I'll just type ball in the search bar and then press enter, and it will pull up all these balls. So all we need to do is to select the ball we want, and I'm going to select the golf ball and then go down here and select insert. So here's our golf ball. So I want this to be a little smaller, so I will resize it, and then I'm going to move it down here. Now notice that there's this little thing in here that kind of looks like a space rotation thing. Well, actually it is. If you had something that wasn't round and you wanted to change the way it looked or it was oriented, then you would fiddle with this thing. We don't really have to do that because what we have a round ball. And so that's one of those things we can skip. If you had something that was an irregular object and you wanted to orient it a certain way, then you would fiddle with this. So the next thing you want to do is to go up here and select animations. Make sure that before you select animations that your ball is still selected, and I'll show you why. I'll get rid of this designer screen, we don't need it. If I would unselect it, then the animations pane may not show up. So what you need to do, and see, you don't have any animations there, so there's nothing to pick, and that's because that PowerPoint really doesn't understand what you're trying to tell it to do. So you need to select it so that PowerPoint says, yes, I know that you want to put in an animation, so here are all of your animations. Now we want an animation that is going to make the golf ball rotate. So we're going to just scroll down until we find this star right here that says spin, and that's going to make our golf ball spin. So we will select that, and notice our golf ball spins. It's only going to spin a little bit because the timing is what's going to tell you how long that your golf ball is going to spin. So the next thing you want to do after that is you want to open the animation pane. So the animation pane is right here, and you're going to open it up, and right here, this thing right here is the first animation that you did when you made the golf ball spin. But we want to tell the golf ball how long, how fast, all that sort of thing. and whether to do it on a click or not on a click and whatever. So you want to click on this drop down and then go down here to timing. And that's going to open up your timing window. We're going to leave this on click. I mean, it really doesn't matter for this particular thing what we would choose. So we'll just leave it like that. And then the duration right now is 2 seconds. But I want my golf ball to spin a little bit faster, so I'm going to select 1 second, which is fast. Then repeat. If you don't tell it to repeat, then it's only going to do 1 spin like you saw before, and then it's not going to do anything else. So you have to tell it how long you want it to spin. So let's take a look at some of these things. Right here, if you click on 5 seconds and then say OK, our golf ball will start to spin, and it will keep spinning for 5 seconds. So you see how it spins right there. We can make it spin longer or shorter or whichever we want. So let's go back to timing, and we're going to change this repeat until the end of the slide. So that's what I'm going to set this. However long this slide is, that's how long this golf ball is going to keep on going around and around and around. So now the slide obviously isn't very long because it didn't really rotate very long. Now what we want to do is we want the ball to fly in the air as if somebody had just smacked it with a 5-iron. So you want to click on animation up here, but instead of going over here, you want to add animation, because what you're really doing is you've got an animation here already. It's telling the ball to spin around and around. So you want to add another one to this one. If you don't click add animation and you just go over here and do another animation, it will replace this, and you don't want it to do that. So we're going to do add animation, and then what we want to do is we want to go down here until we see motion paths, and this is going to tell us, or this is going to give us some selections about how we want our golf ball to fly in the air. So I'm just going to select custom path, and now we can notice how we have a little cross here. So what we're going to do is we need to tell it where we want the golf ball to go. So I'm going to click here in the center, and then click again, and then again, and click, and click, and click. So now we have a whole motion path, and then I have to double click to anchor it and make it lock. And notice that it clicked. Now you might be wondering why the ball didn't spin. It's because the only thing that's playing right now is the motion path. Notice right here that you have a rectangle, and that's going to tell you where the motion path is going. So it's starting right here in the golf ball, and it's going up here. If you want to make the motion path or change the direction of it, all you need to do is to drag on these little, these little anchors, and that will change it. But we're not going to do that, so we're just going to leave it the way it is. Now we need to do the timing for our motion path. So we're going to go over here to timing, and then this time we don't want to do on click, but what we want to do is we want to start with previous, and that means we're starting it with the golf ball spinning. That's why we want to do that. Otherwise, you've got to click twice. You've got to click once for the golf ball to spin and then click again for it to fly through the air, and we don't want to do that. We just want to do one click at the beginning. So we'll do with previous, and then the duration. Well, let's leave it on 2 seconds medium and see what it looks like. Repeat. We don't want to put repeat none, because we do want to do repeat none, because what will happen if you pick one of these until the end of the slide, it's just going to be flying back and forth, and you don't want it to do that. So repeat is going to be none, and then we're going to select that. Okay, there it goes. So now you can see that, and you can preview it so that we see the whole thing. And there goes the ball, it's spinning, and then it stops when it gets to the end of the motion path. You can also take a look at the slideshow and go from beginning so that you can see the whole thing. So since I set the golf ball to spin on click, I'll have to click it first, and then it starts to spin, and then it will go to the end of the slide. And right now it doesn't understand what the end of the slide is, so we'll just escape out of here, and there you are. So you've got a spinning golf ball. Now once you have your timings and everything the way you want them, well, let me show you this. Let's go back to timing for the motion path, and then do fast. And let's see what it does. See, it goes really quickly. So if we don't want it to go that quickly, then we'll have to go back and change the timing. So you just fiddle around with the timings until you get speed of the path that you want. Okay, there we go. We're back to medium. Once you got your clip the way you want it, if you want to use it in a video, which is what I did in my golf ball video, all you have to do is to export it out. So you would export it out as a video. So you would go to File and Export, and you don't want to do a PDF. Well, maybe you do want to do a PDF, but I don't want to do a PDF. So we're going to click on Create a Video. And right here, Create a Video, and the seconds on each slide is going to be 5 seconds. If that's, okay with you, then that's good. So then we just punch Create a Video, and it's going to, of course, ask us where we want to stick it. And I'll call it Ball, since I'm so creative as far as names, and I would just export it out onto my desktop. Down here, it will show you the export that's in progress, and since this really wasn't very long, it's already exported successfully. Some of these big files in PowerPoint, it seems like it takes them forever, so that one's already gone. So let's say see if it's out here, and it is. Here it is. There's our ball. And we have our moving ball. I hope you enjoyed this video and perhaps give this a try. I'll attach the Why Do Golf Balls Have Dimples video so you can see the animated golf ball clips that I am alluding to and how I use them, just in case you missed the video. One purpose of my channel is to show what I learned while making my videos. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos.